Hello and welcome to Taylor Talks Comics. We have another special episode of Hey Kids Comics here today with my co-host,
Riley.
And we're going to talk about one of his all-time favorite book series. What's it going to be?
The Bad Guys by Blabey.
And this is was recently made into a movie. So you might be familiar with the movie, but we're going to be talking about the book today. Stay tuned. Okay, now we have the books under the microscope here. And before we talk about them, I do want to put the disclaimer in that I always talk about when we do the Hey Kids Comics episodes, that these books that we talk about are totally appropriate, and these videos are totally appropriate for kids to watch.
Yes.
But beware, as a parent or of the child yourself, that any of my other videos that do not say Hey Kids Comics, I can't guarantee that those will be appropriate for children to watch.
No, they probably won't.
Well, just because the comics content of those videos, I can't promise will be age appropriate. However, let's go ahead and talk about this. Riley, tell us a little bit about what Bad Guys is. Introduce us to the characters a little bit, and then we will move on from there.
Okay, I'll talk about what it is and then the characters. That shows all the characters through the first through 7.
The main core characters, these are the same characters you'll see in the movie. And we'll talk about the differences between the movie and the book in a little bit, but who are these characters? You got
Wolf, Shark, Spider, Snake, and Piranha without their misters. Some don't have misters. Now, one difference I want to make really quick is the Spider in the movie is a girl, of course. You probably would know that because it's a very popular movie, but I don't guarantee that everyone's watched it. So, basically, the Spider in the movie is a girl, but in the books, it's a boy. And also, it's like a hacking device, basically what webs or the Spider in the movie is. I'm going to probably say webs most, but just to be sure, it's what the Spider in the movie. Now, she's hacking like she loves hacking. Now, that one in there is a brain, so it knows stuff.
So slight differences between the character in the movie and the character in the books. While we're talking about that too, if you're a fan of the movie and you haven't read the books, the movie tells us a certain story about them trying to become good guys. Is that like volume 1 of the series, or is that a bunch of different volumes? Like, how's that play out? Or is it not even told in these books?
It's not really even told. It just has characters, and that's basically it of the same. Now, the guinea pig in the 3rd book, which is when there's the violence of fighting, there's no guns, swords, gory, blood.
Oh,
there's swords, but they don't, kill.
You're talking about the appropriateness for kids.
Yeah.
That there is violence in terms of fighting, but like cartoon fighting, but there's no blood, guts, or guns or anything like that.
No gory. It has swords, but it's not killing.
All right, so who are the bad guys? I mean, we already told you who the bad guys are, but what are the books about? Like, what are they trying to accomplish here?
The bad guys in the 1st through 5th try to become bad guys, or good guys. Now, they do some bad things through the 1st through 4th, but then they save the world in the 5th volume. But anyways, after that, they're trying to save the world once again with the person called The One, which only happens in the, 12th book. So, don't get to that yet.
Is that a big reveal, whoever The One is? Don't tell us. Don't spoil it, but...
Well, it kind of has a clue on the book.
On the back of it?
No, on the front.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just not point that out.
Of The One.
Yeah.
But I'll give you something. a surprising thing that happens to the one.
Yeah. So you read all these books. I believe you told me off camera that you started on volume 2 and went all the way to 18.
Yes.
And then you read volume 1 afterwards.
After that,
we always talk about this too. Would you recommend starting with volume 1, or do you think it's okay to start with any volume?
You can read the first through fourth in any order, kind of. No, I think you should read this in order, actually. Because the first through fourth, there's Attack of the Zittens, which is a zombie kitten kind of thing.
It's funny.
It says right here, that's the third book. Now, they save the world in the fifth, so this attack or apocalypse of the Zittens, not zombies, technically not zombies, but I think that's upside. No, that's just them upside down. Anyways, it happens on for kind of 3 books, kind of 4. Anyways, they save the world a bunch of times.
So they're
Yeah.
bad guys turn good guys. Is kind of like the whole thing, and I recognize this as like the kind of bad guys of other literature, maybe too. Like the wolf is probably like the big bad wolf kind of thing.
Yeah, and they say in the movie, which is kind of true, and they say in the first also, that the wolf is the baddest person or baddest bad guy on the planet because he's in every story and he's always the bad guy.
The big bad wolf.
Yeah.
So, so Riley and I talk about like, do you consider these comic books? And I do, because even though you can see it's mostly splash pages, but there are comic book panels, and there aren't word balloons. They're kind of invisible because there are words pointing at which character is saying them, and it's sequential art between the different panels. So yeah, I'd say that different lettering involved too. I think these are definitely comic books, maybe just a different ilk, if you will. But these are super fast reads for more experienced readers. Like Riley's a 9-year-old. He's 9 years old, and he's one of the more advanced readers in his school. So he just got volume 18 a couple weeks ago, and he read it.
I think.
Yeah, and he read it like within 30 minutes. So they're super fast reads for more experienced readers. But Riley, what age group do you think can start reading these as far as their ability to read?
Now, with a grown-up, I would say kindergarten, but past that, I'm pretty sure it would be first grade through fourth. Fourth, it would take literally 10 minutes to finish a book.
Yeah.
But if you're like first grade, it might take you some time. And I started these when I was in first grade and ended, and I was super sad because they weren't coming out until 2022. And I was in first grade. So
You said volume 19 comes out next summer?
in June, I'm pretty sure.
So they are still coming out. And as far as the movie goes, they did just release on Netflix a holiday special. What's it called?
The Bad Guys, A Very Bad Holiday.
Yeah, so they try to... and that takes place before the movie, so it's like a prequel.
Yeah.
And they're trying to steal things on Christmas, but then Christmas gets ruined, so now they're trying to save Christmas. It's kind of a fun premise. They haven't said there's going to be another movie, but if there is, then I might want to get on the ground floor of reading this series, so we might be able to figure out what it's going to be about.
And I hope there is one because I love the movie.
Yeah, Riley loves the movies and the books, even though they do have differences, which is always fun too, because as grown-ups, we have that experience a lot where we read the book and see the movie and notice the differences and things that might annoy us or might just be differences and we don't mind.
I didn't talk to you about this yet, but the books that come for the literal movie, I've never read them, but I've watched the movie.
Oh, like a different series?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's, like, I love the movie. And the book came out before the movie for the very first movie, The Bad Guys.
Yeah, because you'd read... How many volumes were out before the movies?
Hold on. And there's pictures in the book from the movie. So if you want a sneak peek, make sure to buy that one.
But how many volumes were out before the movie came out? Do you remember?
Oh,
It was like 13 or 14?
No.
Was it more than that?
Hmm.
Well, some of them say now a major motion picture.
Soon to be major motion.
Well, this one says now a major motion picture.
That one's before it.
So it's 17. Regardless, Riley read a bunch of them prior to the movie coming out, and it was fun for me to see as a parent because it was the first time that like he had that experience of reading the whole book series before the movie came out. So
I think there were 14.
Okay, so he had the excitement of that we experience sometimes, where you read the book and then see the movie afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
You said volume. What were your favorite volumes?
8 or
this one.
17. This one.
Okay. 8 and 17. Where's favorite volumes?
Give you an answer for this one. If I had to choose, it would be this one. But for this series or this book, I like it because of the artwork. It goes. I don't like that it's on the spine because it looks like it's cut.
Oh, it's kind of a wraparound cover, but it's split with the spine.
So basically, it's trying. Every book, there's a little back, and you don't want to cover it up in the first book because that would be just plain weird.
Because then people wouldn't know what the book series is about.
Little,
synopsis?
Yeah. But this one, it says, spoiler alert, believe it or not, in this book, you are finally going to discover the true identity of the blah, 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 blah. Isn't that amazing?
But this guy's covering it all up. It's a cool little trick they did with the artwork there. So 8 and 17 are his favorite. Riley recommends you start from volume 1 and read all the way through. Do you have anything else to say before I close this out? No?
I don't think so.
All right. So in the comments down below, we do want to hear your thoughts on the Bad Guys book or movie. Riley and I will read through those and respond to them. And Riley always asks, too, in the comments if you have any recommendations for books that he might be into based on what you see in the Hey Kids comic series, right?
I'll try to read them and try to shout out if I put a video on it.
In a future episode, yeah. So if you recommend a book to us in the comments and Riley reads it and enjoys it and we do a video on it, we'll give you a little shout out. Yeah. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, we'll see you on another episode of Hey Kids Comics.
Yeah. My next book will be something about investigating.
Oh, a little teaser there. All right, so the next series of Hey Kids Comics will be something about investigating. So stay tuned for that. Thanks, guys.